Luke Sykes.
But it's pleasant today.
Very pleasant.
It's very pleasant. Just
the
the drop in temperature, just 5 degrees makes a difference.
Watch out for it, Wes, because the breeze is blowing in from left center field, so a fly ball not going to get a lot of carry this afternoon. Luke Sykes for Canada.
Yeah, you see the wind blowing out to left center.
Swing and a miss. Herman puts down the first batter he faces for the game's opening out.
Number 2, Lyndon Thomas.
Canada doing some changes up and down their lineup. Lyndon Thomas batting in the 2 spot. He was batting toward the back of the order on Sunday, as was Luke Sykes.
And the rules, Sam, in the intermediate, everybody has to hit.
Continuous batting order. So for Canada, they're going to send 13 different players to the plate. Aruba with 12. Or check that, they've also got 13. 1-0. There's a fly ball opposite field for Thomas, and that'll drop for a base hit. Mercado, the right fielder, couldn't get there in time. So Canada, after being 1 hit a few days ago, they've got their first hit just 2 batters in.
Well, there goes the no-hitter. We've had two teams going to the 5th inning here, right, with a no-hitter.
We've seen pitching dominate the early parts of these ball games in the early part of the tournament. But Thomas makes some noise, loud contact for a single, and it brings up Desmond Howard. Outside for ball 1.
Pretty good chance this Desmond Howard is aware of the Michigan Desmond Howard, Heisman Trophy winner.
Well, you'd think so. Here's the 1-0 pitch outside. Ann Arbor, Michigan, not too far away from Canada.
Have you been to Canada, Sam?
Never, actually.
Have you been to Michigan, Sam?
Yes. About a month and a half ago. The 2-0 pitch on Howard. There's a fastball for a strike. Howard's been the offensive leader for Canada. 5 home runs hit in their regional that just wrapped up on July 29th in Kingston, Ontario. Howard reaches out on a pitch way outside and ties up the count 2-2.
The Rookie. Favorite TV show for Desmond?
Offering from Herman. Oh, Wes, early on, it's been pretty strictly fastballs from Herman. First few batters he's faced.
It has been. Let's see if Canada elects to send Lyndon Thomas at first on his 3-2 count.
Thomas stays. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning for Herman, and 2 away in the top of the first.
So, Sam, you just mentioned that Herman had thrown nothing but fastballs. This is a nice little breaking ball. Watch the bottom drop out of this thing.
Good feel for a strikeout pitch. Jackson Anami Berkovitz, the third baseman for Canada, watches a first pitch strike on the outer half. Herman for Aruba is probably their number 2 or number 3 pitcher, and they're looking to get about 35 pitches from him. But Max Arenz, their manager, highlighted the velocity that Herman has, and we've seen it here in this first inning. 0-2. Pitch just misses for ball 1 on Anami Berkovitz. There's Max Arenz. An Aruba team that went to Williamsport back-to-back years in 24 and 25. Arenz was the manager for both teams. There's a called third strike. And it's a game yesterday, 6-5, but Aruba putting together 5 runs. And we highlighted Anthony Santos Garcia with a couple of RBIs in that opening ball game. A single, a walk. Watch out for Caden Frazier right there in the middle as well. 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored in Aruba's opening game.
Well, I would say that everybody in this Aruba lineup is dangerous. Based on the regional, we talked about it in the open a little bit, based on who they beat to get here. So you take a look at Matt Mickelson, 5'11", $160. MLB The Show, favorite video game. As it is, I'm sure, yours as well, Sam.
Oh, no doubt about it. I love the show. I've played the show since I was a kid.
Sam, you're too old to play the show.
Oh, MLB 07 The Show was my first video game.
Okay, but that was when you were what? That's when you were Matt's
9.
age.
I was 9 years old.
Okay.
9, yeah.
Hold on. Eats avocado before every game.
There's Feliciana as he fouls one back.
And aguacate is what avocado is. See? Aguacate. And it's great. Tremendous.
Canada manager William Whiteside says that Mickelson is this team's ace. 85 pitches in the third game of their regional final. Flair the other way foul. Feliciana keeps the at-bat going. Aruba's shortstop and leadoff man. It'll be a fastball curveball mix for Mickelson on the mound. A team that's looking to throw more strikes. Too many walks in that opening game against Czechia. And that 2-strike pitch runs inside for ball 2. Try to drop in that curveball. 2-2. Popped up and fouled.
Very rarely do you see this Latin America team swing late on fastballs. But Matt Mickelson, to your point, he's getting it up there. Feliciana is tardy on every fastball.
Feliciana pulls that one down the line, but foul, and that was the curveball from Mickelson. Feliciana trying to dial it in. It was 8 walks for Canada's pitching staff against Czechia, with a couple of hit batters as well. Looking to limit those free passes today. Another foul ball by Feliciana. So this will be at least a 9-pitch at bat.
And of course, there's pitch limits. If you're new to Little League Baseball and intermediate, 50-70.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Pitch number 9 of the at-bat. Runs behind him. Might have hit off our home plate umpire, Felton Brown. Double-digit pitches in the first at-bat for Aruba. Let's see where this one went. 2-seam fastball.
We've seen quite a few go behind the hitters.
There's been a few. Umpires have been tough all tournament. That one's going to go way outside. So Feliciana
goes from 0-2 to 3-2.
It should be ball 4. That's what Aruba's saying. That's what I have. I had that pitch at 3-2.
Well, let's see. So Sam, you got ball 4. The coaches have ball 4 for Aruba.
There it is, ball 4. Feliciana works a 10-pitch walk to start off Aruba's day at the plate.
With the runner now on first base.
Umpiring crew, Felton Brown behind the plate. Jaime Perez is at first. Kyle Watson at second. Hermano Dave Wono at third base. And Wesley talked about those pitch limits. 95 pitches per day. The limit for this age. Mickelson being the ace for Canada, and they need a win to stay alive in this tournament. I think they're going to use him as long as they can. Anthony Santos Garcia, 1 for 2 with a couple of runs batted in against South Korea. He flares the first pitch right side and out of play. Feliciana taking off on the pitch. to first. Wild throw. Feliciano heading to second. He's there. Mickelson trying for the pickoff and a bad throw to first.
This will happen at this age group. Sure as head coach would like him to concentrate on the hitter.
That drops in for a called strike two. Aruba against South Korea had a total of 3 stolen bases. And were not caught once.
We talked about Anthony Santos Garcia in the open. Drove in a couple runs yesterday, big runs against South Korea.
2-strike pitch. Santos Garcia, ground ball. That's foul up the third base line. First time that Aruba's been in the Little League Intermediate Baseball World Series, and with this year's squad, they take 10 players that were on last year's Williamsport team that lost to Japan in the international final. And Anthony Santos Garcia is one of those. Swing and a miss. So Mickelson gets the better of him, his first strikeout of the tournament. And that's a big hitter to put down in the opening frame.
Well, what sets this entire at bat up is the breaking pitches that Mickelson threw Santos Garcia the first 3 pitches of that at bat.
Breaking ball, runner takes off for third. The ball gets away. Feliciano is heading home. Here comes the throw. That one gets away, and Aruba has the game's first run. Feliciano goes from second to home and gives Aruba an early lead.
We'll get a look at the throw, and he gets away from Manami Berkovich. And then we'll get a better look here. But Feliciano, he was being held at third by his third base coach. And he just said, you know what? I'm going to do it my way.
Is Diliano Raven. 2 balls, no strikes from Mickelson. Fastball pops the glove for a called strike. And Feliciano saw that he had just enough time with that ball getting away to third to break for home. 2-1, taken the other way. Raven has an opposite field single. The first hit today for Aruba. 2 of the first 3 batters have reached base safely.
This is a breaking pitch, not a bad pitch at all. Sometimes you make good pitch, hitter does a better job.
Another pickoff attempt. Ball squeaks away from Parhar, the first baseman. Emerson Mercado, the right fielder for Aruba, the new batter, 1 out, 1 on. 1 run home for Aruba in the opening frame. Pitch behind him. Raven took off. He's on second. And a big turn off the bag. A pitch that goes behind Mercado. He'll square back up. Here's the 1-0, and Mickelson spins around. th pitch of the inning. Wes, in this first inning, Canada trying to do what they can to hold Aruba on the bases.
Well, they are. Obviously, coaching staff watched Aruba play against South Korea yesterday. So they're very aware that they run. That what can happen, though, is when you tell a 13-year-old, be aware that the pitcher, be aware that they will run. So we're going to have to hold the runners. Going to have to be aware of them. Sometimes it can be too much on their plate at this age.
Mickelson wants a conversation with his catcher Whiteside. Remember, this inning started with Rylan Feliciana working a 10-pitch walk. And 10 pitches later, Mickelson's at 20. William Whiteside, the manager for Canada. Aruba players watching on. There's the throw to the shortstop. And Thomas. Mickelson doing what he can to try and scare Aruba away from action on the base paths. 2-0 to Mercado. Hard hit ball into left field for a base hit. Raven around third base. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. Aruba plates 2 in the opening frame. Emerson Mercado with an RBI single.
Now batting for Latin America, number 7.
Well, the pitch is down, but it's middle, and Mercado, he doesn't miss this, finds a 5-6 hole. I do like the cutoff by Anami Berkovic, the third baseman for Canada. He realized that there was no chance on that throw. A lot of times you'll see that third baseman let the throw go all the way through to the dish, and then the batter runner ends up in the scoring position on second base. Not the case. Good play.
Back-to-back singles. It brings up Isaac Arens. And off goes the runner. Pitches a ball. Throw is late. Mercado has a stolen base. Well, Wes, it's a good sign in that Aruba dugout led by Max Arens. Coming off such an emotional loss in extra innings yesterday to South Korea. And they come out at the plate. And 3 of the first 4 batters have reached base safely and have already scored 2 runs. So putting that loss quickly behind them.
Well, they're kids, right? After last night's game or yesterday's game, they probably went and who knows? Maybe had a combo meal somewhere.
Max Arens said that everything happens for a reason. So they take that first loss, have to work through the losers bracket. That throw to second gets into center field, and Mercado will take an extra base. Thomas, the shortstop, didn't get to second in time. And now Aruba 70 feet away from scoring the game's 3rd run. Pitch on Arens. By him.
Now see, you'll see a different Matt Mickelson right here, the pitcher for Canada. He doesn't have to worry about a runner on second or first, and now he can focus on pitching.
And he strikes out Arens. Elevated fastball. Arens goes after it up top. Second strikeout of the inning for Mickelson.
This is just some gasolina, as they would say in Aruba. Up and out of the zone.
Caden Frazier with a man on third. Ball 1 low. Frazier, the first baseman today. 1 for 3 in the game against South Korea. The only extra base hit, had a double in that game. 1-0. Max Arens said about his group that he feels like there's 11 guys in this lineup with power. Just dangerous hitters up and down the order. One and one. Frazier reaches out and pokes it foul. Next offering for Mickelson, pitch number 30 of the first inning. A bouncer back up the middle into center field. Mercado scores from third. Frazier with an RBI single. A trio of Aruba runs in the first inning.
For Latin America, number 15, Jerson.
It's not a bad pitch by Mickelson. It's a real good job by Frazier putting the ball in play with 2 strikes.
It's Jerson Herman, Aruba's pitcher, trying to help his case. With 3 runs already in the frame, bouncer to Anami Berkovitz. Throw is low to first, but scooped up by Parhar. And the bottom of the first comes to a close, but before winner moves on and stays here. Loser is done for the tournament, and Wes, after an explosive first inning for Aruba, they've got the early lead after 1. Sam Whiteside leads it off for Canada.
Well, they took advantage of some walks and some errors by Mickelson, the pitcher for Canada.
Whiteside goes ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Herman on the mound, struck out 3, gave up a single in that first inning, but looked very strong in his first inning of work. Their second or third best pitcher on the roster. Whiteside has a 3-ball and no strike count. On Sunday, Whiteside had that only hit for Canada, a single in the 6th inning. Herman finds the zone with Whiteside showing bunt. "3-1. Whiteside swings, he gets jammed, fouls it back.
Favorite food? Steak.
I think we can all agree with that. That's a good one. Where's the best steak?
What do you mean?
What's the best steak you've ever had? Where was it?
In Venezuela.
Okay. 3-2. Whiteside stays alive. I wanted to ask you, you've managed and played in numerous different places, so.
Well, interestingly enough, in South Korea, another place, don't remember the name, but that's normal for me.
Now batting with the runner on first, number 10, Lyndon Parhar.
It's a leadoff walk by Whiteside. Lyndon Parhar with a man on and nobody out. Looking to follow up Whiteside. The pitch to Parhar is in for a strike. A Canadian team that's already had a wild run in postseason play. Turned a triple play in their regional. They beat Hastings 9-2, a 6-4, 3-2 triple play, and then played diamond baseball in the championship. Won the first game, lost the second game in an 8-0 no-hitter loss. Came back and won their regional championship 5-2. Dropped their opening game here in Livermore 4-2 to Czechia. Pitch out of the zone, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Parhar did some pitching for Canada in this tournament already.
High and tight, he's right through it. Back on Sunday, Parhar threw 3 innings in relief. He was the final pitcher to come in for Canada. No hits, no runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Really calmed things down. 39 pitches, 24 strikes. To the backstop. Whiteside will get to second as that ball skips away. It's a full count on Parhar with first base open. And Canada looking to respond right away after the 3-run opening frame for Aruba.
Anytime you get a runner second with no outs, you expect to score.
Fouled back.
Just got to put the ball in play for starters.
Swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 4 for Jerson Herman, and the first out of the inning.
It's just a hard fastball that ends up looking like a sinker. You see that run on it going away from Parhar.
First pitch fastball, Cassius Khan takes it for a strike.
So we had some drama today with the sign guys, some reviews.
Did we have drama? I didn't hear about the drama.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. A little bit. That's what I heard. Another favorite food is steak, but
must be some good steak in Canada.
If you just joined us, there's 3 gentlemen that sit underneath a tent out in right center. That when there's a review, they have their own equipment out there and they will watch it. And they started this a long time ago. There they are. And we named them the sign guys last year. And now they have their signs. They have shirts that say sign guys. The only thing we haven't asked them is, do they actually live here in the off season to make sure that nobody goes to that area? What did we see an out yesterday? A 1-2-5.
Because there was a player trying to steal third.
No, it was a throwback from the catcher that hit the helmet of the hitter. The pitcher picked it up.
Yep.
And threw the guy out at third.
Yes, that's what it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just crazy stuff. Leland Dryshore leads it off for Aruba. For a 3-run first inning, they're back up in the bottom of the second, looking to extend their lead and stay alive in this tournament. Elevated. Left side out of play, and Dryshore will fall behind. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, in the game before us, there was an attempt to steal home where the runner was tagged out at home plate, went to review. Sign guys, I think, ended up being wrong.
Well, I think that's I think that's that controversial play.
That was it. Okay.
Out there, where there was 2 cards that went up, said one thing. Well, we have a chance if you're out there anywhere in Canada or Aruba, anywhere internationally you're watching, you got a watch party, hit us up on X/Twitter.
Rolled on the left side. Thomas, the shortstop, picks it up, throws to first in time.
But send us a video. We'll get a look at this play by Lyndon Thomas.
It's a good pass there, Wes.
Catch and throw. What's that?
A little bit of a weird hop once it got on the dirt.
Yeah, every once in a while it takes a little funny hop here. But yeah, hit us up on Twitter. Send a video. Might be on television.
Liam Pena Caraballo Waves at the first one and misses. Extra hitter for Aruba today. 0-1 pitch from Mickelson. Got to feel good after getting that opening out. He walked the first batter in the bottom of the first, then struck out the following batter. And then it was back-to-back singles and 3 runs coming in for Aruba in that first inning.
Well, you got to figure Canada is going to go as long as they can with arguably their best pitcher today in a must-win game.
Hampton Little League from Victoria, British Columbia.
BC. So the place is very beautiful up there, having played up in Vancouver when they were a member of the Pacific Coast League.
Caraballo gets jammed. It's a looper to right. Hansen can't get to it. It falls in the grass. And Caraballo will have extra bases.
Now batting for Latin America, number 13, Zion Gomez Perez.
Well, Caraballo does a good job of putting the ball in play. And here's your right fielder, Jace Hansen, coming in. He can't get there. It's a good backup job by Luke Sykes in center field, and a great job of base running by Caballo.
So he picks up a 1-out double. Zion Gomez Perez, the new batter, batting from the left side. With a runner in scoring position, RBI chance for Aruba. First pitch, strike one. Gomez Perez, a fan of the Padres, down in San Diego. Ground ball. Good pickup by Anami Berkovich. The throw on one hop gets away. Caraballo will score. Gomez Perez takes his spot on second. 4th run for Aruba.
Now batting for Latin America, number 6, J-Cell.
Oh, Anami Berkovich handles this hard hit ground ball to third, but West, the throw just a bit off.
Well, you're right, Sam. Anami Berkovich at third base is very athletic, and to your point,
there's a fly ball by J-Cell.
But he picks that ball very, very well. But again, at this age group, they don't have it all put together yet. So he makes a good play. He had time to gather himself and just make a good throw to first, but he kind of rushed it and ends up spiking the throw over to Parhar, his first baseman.
Inside pitch, a ball and a strike. J-Cell, your own, the third baseman for Aruba. Runner on second, 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike count, 4-0. Aruba leads. Taken down low for ball 2. Mickelson in the regional. 28 strikeouts in 15 innings. A huge part of why Canada is here today. Picked up a couple of strikeouts in the first inning. That'll be a walk and 2 on for Aruba.
Just already 49 pitches by Mickelson in 1 1/3 innings. You're going to get a trip out to the mound. Is it to calm everybody down? Looks like it.
Coach talking things over. 2 on and 1 out. Bottom of the second for Jayandre Herman. Aruba scored in the first 2 innings and have completely put yesterday's loss behind them. Now, Max Arenz, the manager, said that his team feels a little bit better with the later start time. Had to start at 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific time for their game against South Korea. But he feels that his boys are a lot more awake and alive for this one. They've proved it so far in the first 2 innings. Mickelson's first pitch to Herman sails up high for ball 1. A ramen noodle maker.
And you like that, right?
Oh, yeah. Chop left side and foul.
I've never been impressed with that.
Another big ramen noodle fan?
No, because when you can see something at a local convenience store that you can buy, it doesn't interest me. I'd rather have something that actually came from a kitchen.
Whiteside tries to go back to first. Herman with the pink batting gloves. Rolls one left side. Thomas to second for one, to first. The ball gets behind the first baseman, and Perez will come in and score, and now they have Herman in between first and second. Here's a little pickle. Herman going back to first, puts the brakes on, and there's the tag. Lyndon Thomas puts on the tag to end the second inning, but high pop-up left side. And Herman, who's now at third, runs out of room. So there's Aaron. He's a hamburger fan, 5'2".
Just like you are.
Love.
Both of those,
cheeseburgers,
right?
Cheeseburgers.
Loves hamburgers, 5'2".
That was some meat right there, and he strikes out Armstrong swinging for his first strikeout of the day.
Good little slider from Herman.
For Herman, his final line, 2 innings, only 1 hit allowed, no runs, a walk, and he strikes out 4. Jackson Lang, the new batter for Canada, pitch up high. Max Arenz, the manager for Aruba, said that with Aaron, it's going to be a little slower from him, but still a lot of confidence on the mound, able to locate some of those off-speed pitches. That's in the zone on Lang. 2 balls, 1 strike.
See Lang's favorite show? Family Feud.
Steve Harvey. Hit the other way by Lang. This will be a tough play. Mercado slides and gets it. What a catch by Mercado down the line. The right fielder makes the play.
It's a better than looked catch because the wind's going out, actually coming in now. But this ball is sinking. The more wind, and Mercado says, I'll take that. Not a problem. I see the big leaguers do it, so I'll do it. Pop-up slide, how's that?
This is the most wind we've had in the first few days of this tournament. And we've seen it move the ball on these pop-ups quite a bit. And like you said, Wes, Mercado able to track that one down.
I don't think anybody's complaining about this wind today.
Pitch misses on Jace Hansen, a ball and a strike. Word around town was that yesterday was the hottest day of the year. Up near 100.
Really? Didn't feel like it.
You're lying.
I beg your pardon. Oh.
It was a shorts day. I actually had to break out the shorts for once.
Well, Sam, bless your heart. I mean, seriously, you had it. How hot does it have to be before you put shorts on?
90. That drops in for a called strike.
Most everybody else in the summer, 70 and above, they're rolling out shorts.
Yep. The legs get sunburned.
Oh,
here's a payoff pitch on Hansen. Swing and a miss. Couple of strike. 4 hits for Aruba so far. One falls low and away. Waiter for an extra hitter in this Aruba order. Goes ahead 2-1. Ground ball hit hard. Stopped over at third by Anami Berkovich. That throw gets away. Waiter for had to scurry back to the bag, but it pulled Parhar off the bag, and Aruba has a leadoff base runner. Another good stop by Anami Berkovich. The throw just not on line.
It's Anami Berkovich, we talked about it, tremendous athlete. This is a tremendous pick by him. He's just at another errant throw.
So back to the top of the order, and Feliciana unloads on that pitch all the way back to the wall in the corner. Waiter for will score easily, and Feliciana has an RBI double to make it 6-0. That ball was crushed. First pitch, he went after it.
We'll get the pitch. This is a fastball up, and Feliciana, leadoff hitter, hooks it down the left field line. Knocks in a run, ends up at second, but the one thing we're seeing right off the bat from Aruba is when they get in the box, they're ready to swing the pole.
Santos Garcia pulls one down the line and foul, 0-1.
They can hit it, they're swinging, and I love that approach, especially for this age group.
That was a pretty swing from Feliciana.
The more pitches that you swing and put in play, the more you'll start to understand the strike zone better and what you can hit and what you can't. Last thing you want to do is give hitters at this age, when they're growing up in the game, is the take sign, the take sign, the take sign. Swing. Might hit it hard.
Mickelson up over 60 pitches now. 3 balls and a strike on Anthony Santos Garcia. And Wes, you get the feeling about this Aruba team, they're a lot more comfortable facing Mickelson for a second time.
They are, but I honestly, based on the region that they had to go through to get here, I don't think it doesn't matter who they're facing. They're just comfortable. They have a little swag to them, for better words. They know they're good. Not that Canada isn't. Obviously, Canada had a tremendous regional to get here.
Aruba had to beat some tough Mexico teams. They beat Mexico Kelly in the championship 7-6 on a walk-off hit by Caden Frazier.
Well, and they also beat last year's champion Venezuela. Did they not?
They took down Venezuela 8-6 in the semifinals. Diliano Raven, a single his first time up. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Raven hits it the other way, foul, with Garcia taking off on the pitch. Now, I read that championship against Mexico Kelly was played in front of 10,000 people.
At where?
Reynoso, Mexico was the location of the regional. Pitch inside, off goes Garcia, throws to third by Whiteside. And Garcia will take second base, 2 runners in scoring position. The average margin of that regional
victory, you mean,
for Aruba? Well, they lost their first game to Curacao 7-4. Their average margin of the games was 2.7 runs. So they had some tight ones to get here, and then they lose their first game by one run on a walk-off by South Korea. And they're certainly used to the pressure. Foul back by Raven, 2-2.
Well, you know that saying, pressure self-inflicted, but it actually is. There's no such thing as pressure. Unless it's tire pressure. That's it.
Right. Yeah, that definitely exists. And like you said, Wes, Latin America is the defending champions of this tournament, with Flor Amarillo Little League from Venezuela winning it last year over Hawaii. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Raven. Ground ball, rolled to second. Kahn will pick it up. Goes to first for the first out. Feliciana scores. Aruba 7-0 lead now.
It's a good job by Raven putting the ball in play. We're runner in third. Gets the RBI. Some high fives going back to the dugout for doing his job.
Emerson Mercado.
See where Canada elects to play their infield. They're going to play back.
And a balk by Mickelson will bring home Garcia. Felton Brown, the home plate umpire, called it immediately. That'll be the 8th run for Aruba. Let's see where it happened.
Well, it looks like he started, stopped, and then reset.
A heavy swing by Mercado. Ball and strike. Is it that arm movement that he had?
His left arm.
Yeah. Taken right back up the middle. Sykes makes the play in center.
Great play by the center fielder.
A sliding grab by Luke Sykes, the center fielder, for the second out. That's a nice play right there.
Well, it's a real good play. Hardest ball for a center fielder is a line drive hit right at him, because they don't know if it's going to be in front of them or behind them. And you see Sykes says, I'll take that one. And regardless of what happens in this game now, Sykes will always remember this play that he made at the World Series. That's the beauty of playing in the World Series, and a big event for these kids.
Whiteside will go out and talk with Mickelson, who's at 71 pitches. He struck out Arends in the first inning, who's up now. We've seen some great plays in the field by both teams. Sykes with a sliding catch in center. Mercado with a sliding catch in right field. A 1-0 count on Arends. Right through it. Arends was a member of last year's Williamsport team, also the Williamsport team in 2024 for Aruba, with his father the manager.
Did it say that Arends plays beach tennis?
I've never seen that before.
I could be wrong, but that's what I thought it said.
Beach tennis. How does the ball bounce off the sand?
Well, again,
maybe it's a tougher sand in Aruba. He stays alive. Or it's like badminton.
I have no idea.
You just hit it back and forth.
Again, I'm not sure I was even right what I read. I could have read it wrong, and we're talking about a subject that was incorrect.
That's a good conversation starter. Parhar, the first baseman, foot race to the bag, and he wins it. Inning comes to a close. Aruba puts 3 in play.
Johnny Bibby is extra hitter today, and first game for Canada, he played right field. Most of these kids can play everywhere on the roster. Most, not all, most. Run out of baseballs?
We've got maybe some position changes for Aruba. Max Arenz, the manager, was just talking with the scorekeepers behind home plate.
Did he? The change has already been made. I guess he just may have forgotten to tell him.
It's outside on Bibby. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The winner of this game will take on Czechia. That'll be tomorrow at 9 o'clock Pacific time. AM. 1-2 pitch. Bibby looks at it.
And you can see that game on ESPN Plus.
Our friends Darren Vaught, Kevin Pillar will have that one. 2-2. Bibby has worked the count full. A couple of wins for Czechia in this year's tournament. They took down Canada. They beat Australia 11-1 in the first game today. Leadoff walk for Bibby. Canada starts off the top of the 4th with a base runner, trying to light up the scoreboard for the first time today.
Now batting for Canada, number 18, Matt Mickelson.
It'll be Matt Mickelson, the pitcher, coming up. Second to last batter in this order. That's low.
Was it?
Easier call there. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, these umpires are all volunteers. They're not paid. They come out here and do this because they love to be here. They love to umpire.
We've got to get some of their pins this year. We got some of those umpire pins, which I still have from last year's tournament.
Well, that's a shock that you still kept them.
What am I going to do with them? There's strike 2. I actually lucked my way into today the fabled announcer pin.
What?
There's an announcer pin. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Last year it took me into the final day of the tournament to get this thing. And now I've got it on Tuesday.
What are you talking about, an announcer pin?
Look, it says, it's got the logo and it says announcer.
But where did this come from?
A bag up here in the press box. 3-2, bounced on the right side. Raven, the second baseman, flipped there for 1. Back to first in time. Aruba turns 2. 4-6-3 DP.
You're not going to see many double plays here, but this is very, very high level for 13-year-olds.
Now batting for Canada, number 1, Jake
And
Meacham.
it works because of this play. Raven, his feed over to Feliciana is what does it. Textbook.
Meachan fouls off the first pitch.
But back to this pen. I mean, seriously, what do you got? You have a swag bag or something that they gave you?
No, there's a bag of the announcer pins up here, and I took one because I want to give it out. Because last year, a lot of the players were asking me for the announcer pin, and I didn't get one until the last day of the tournament.
Wait a second, but you didn't give the umpire pins away. So what is that? You have a double standard when it comes to umpire pins?
Well, I figured I would keep those for memory's sake.
But not the announcer pin, which is exactly what you do.
Well, I kept the announcer pin because I didn't have anybody to give it to last year. Because it was the last day. And that was it. But now I've got a few that I can actually give out. But the announcer pin was the hot commodity last year. I think they were rare.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
you're rare, so
Right.
that's fitting. You know, they didn't give me one.
Well, I see the bag right now. You can pick one up in between innings.
But I'm not an announcer. You are.
2 balls, 2 strikes. We both got mics.
the PA sitting to your left is more of an announcer than I am. I'm just an analyst.
Oh.
Sidekick.
That's a hard hit ball by the last batter in the order for Canada, Jake Meechan, with a 2-out single. Second hit of the day for Canada. That one was squared up.
Now batting for Canada.
You just
Number
love
7,
this.
Luke Sykes.
Not the tallest is Meacham. It could be the mightiest right now. This is just a rocket right back up the middle.
Back to the top for Canada as Sykes pops one up and foul. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's facing Huron for the first time. 8-0 Aruba leads it. Canada looking to get on the board in the top of the fourth. Off speed, rolled on the left side. Feliciano moves over. The shortstop, double clutch. Got him. Feliciano.
Any of those games?
Yeah, entertaining.
They are very entertaining.
Herman, 0 for 1, a ground out to third. First pitch runs up high. One and 0. Those are some real girls with game for sure in the Little League Softball World Series taking place right now.
Herman's favorite team, Yankees, and Yankee fans are wondering, when is Aaron Judge coming back already?
Works a 4-pitch walk.
Now batting.
Every year it seems like the same story with the Yankees.
Number 8.
Their stars are always on the bench.
Well, all three of them are. Bellinger's out, Aaron Judge is out, and Stanton's out. Stanton's out like every other week for his whole career, the past 5 years. Those are 3 big bats out of that lineup.
And still contending in the AL East. Zaylon Dryshore, the batter, with a runner on, 1 out. He grounded out to short his first time. 82nd pitch for Mickelson, runs up high. They'll pick back over to first. Swing and a miss on Dryshore. One of the players on last year's Williamsport team that ended up finishing 4th. Off goes the runner, and Dryshore elevates one to left. Shallow. It's Lang moving in. It drops. Herman had to go to second. He was stranded in the base paths. He makes it there. But a pop-up in no man's land. Thomas Lang and Imani Berkovitz all wondering who was going to catch it.
Now batting for Latin America. Number
We're going to
17,
look at it.
Liam Pena.
This is, you see it?
Caraballo.
Yeah, I see it. You take it. No, you take it. Well, I'll pick it up.
Caraballo watches one outside for a ball. Base hit his last time. And a balk was called on Mickelson, his second balk today. Moves the runners to second and third. And that one looked like it was called by Kyle Watson, the second base umpire.
My guess is it did not come to a discernible. And again, this is the rule says is that you have to, as a pitcher, set your hands in a discernible way. With a pause, and then you go to the plate. This was a little bit iffy for me.
3 balls and no strikes. Liam Pena Caraballo. Aruba has scored in every inning. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. That'll bring in Herman. It might bring in 2 more runs. Here comes the throw home. He'll be tagged out. So Dryshore trying to score from second on the wild pickoff attempt to third. It does score 1 run for Aruba. 9-0 they lead. But it's the second out of the inning at home. And this might come into effect with Aruba leading it 9-0.
Well, you see 15-run lead after 4 innings. Game is called 10 after 5.
That's outside on Gomez Perez. So if they can get 1 more run here and make it a 10-run lead, all they need is 3 outs in the top of the 5th. And the game will be over early. Bibby's thrown 1 pitch, but before that it was the wild pickoff attempt to third that scored a run. 1-0. A hard hit ground ball up the first baseline, foul. Liam Pena Caraballo is on second base after the error by Bibby. Pretty aggressive move there, Wes, on the mound before you're throwing a pitch. Just going over to third.
It's different.
Throw back to second base. So Bibby trying to hold these runners on for Aruba. We've already had 1 run rule victory today. It was the first game. Czechia over Australia 11-1. Perez with a bouncer. Bibby can't get to it, and it goes underneath Khan. Here comes Caraballo to the plate. He's safe. Perez to second, and a 10-run Aruba lead. That got by 2 different Canada players. Bibby on the mound and Khan at second. And it's 10-0 Aruba in the 4th.
It's just not going well for Canada since inning 1. Some of it's self-inflicted with the errors and pickoffs. At times it seemed like the Canadian pitchers have been more concerned with pickoffs than they have been with getting the hitters out.
It's been consistent scoring for Aruba every inning. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, a pair in the 4th. 3-2, 3-2. 1-0. Unsure swing high and tight by Herron. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. He walked his first time up. Winner takes on Czechia tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Loser is done in this tournament. Maybe a little look over to second. One more game today after this one. Pennsylvania against California, District 57 coming up at 7 o'clock Pacific time. Over on the U.S. side of the bracket, that will be an elimination game as well. Both teams 0-1 so far. Up high, 3 balls and a strike. Actually, California District 57 1-1. They'll play their 3rd game. They beat Southeast 8-5 in their first game, and then lost to the West yesterday, Granada Little League 16-6. That's slapped foul, and it's 3-2. 2 outs, runner on second. Aruba leads by 10, and they need just. It's up and in on Thomas, a ball and a strike. So Mercado, the 3rd pitcher used by Aruba today. And he's got a 2-strike count on Thomas. Herman went 2 shutout innings. Aaron finished after him with 2 shutout frames with a couple of strikeouts. Domination for Aruba all across the board. If Canada can score at least 1 run here, they'll extend the game. Swing and a miss. Mercado puts down the first batter he sees. 1 down.
Now batting for Canada, number 9, Desmond Howard.
This is just some high gas from Mercado. Top of the zone. See the looks we get from our camera crew are amazing. See the grip with the seams, without the seams.
Desmond Howard showing a bunt. Looking to find any way to get on here. One and 0. Howard puts it down up the first base line. Trickling foul.
Saw that in an MLB game. I think it was yesterday. Padres had a no-hitter going through 6 innings, I believe, and I believe it was Tim Tawwa for the Diamondbacks laid down a bunt.
That one's going to go foul.
And he was safe, and they had some issues with it.
One of those unwritten rules.
Yeah. Well, again, games change, things like that. A lot of assumptions on defense right now.
Called strike 3.
Another fastball right down the middle from Mercado for the second out. And now Aruba is 1 out away from a win. This is fastball dead red, middle of the plate.
Jackson and Nami Berkovic's final chance for Canada. A strikeout looking his first time. Winner to face Czechia tomorrow morning. 1-1. Canada soaking up what could be their final moments here in Livermore. In there for a called strike 2. Mercado mowing him down right now. Ground ball softly over to third. Herman scoops it up. And hold on. Called a foul ball by our home plate umpire, Felton Brown. He's going to bring back Inami Berkovic.
It was a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah, that play had developed. So we'll do the 1-2 again. Pitch by Mercado. Two-strike pitch. And it is all Aruba.
Congratulations.
They're moving on.
On your
A 10-0 run rule victory over Canada.
Next game will be against Czechia tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Well, it was pure domination from Aruba on the mound. They just gave up 2 hits to this Canadian team that had a real good regional tournament to get here. And again, Aruba is one of the teams that had a little circle around them that watch out for them. They have the ability and the talent to win this whole thing along with South Korea and some others. But Canada represented himself very well, and I could imagine we might see him here again next year, Sam.
I want to wish congratulations to Canada for making it to the Little League Intermediate Baseball World Series. Aruba extends their stay, and they'll take on Czechia.